Good morning, everyone. How are you doing today? So glad to be joining you here. It's a Monday morning, few technical glitches, but we are here, right? Because we are committed to making sure that we show up consistently and regularly to deliver all the goodness. So I'm super excited to be here with you today. For those of you who are joining for the very first time, welcome. My name is Patricia Hayes. I am an executive advisor, career empowerment coach, and authentic networking strategist. And what that means is that I love to help those folks, especially women, who are in the midst of a transition, whether it's career wise, specifically from one industry to the next or one job to the next, or even just career wise as a professional. So maybe you're, completely switching industries. Maybe you're starting a business. Maybe you're in your business and you need support and how to move forward. Those are the things that I am dedicated to helping you succeed in by making sure that you are able to make it through that transition and to do it in a way that is authentic and purposeful for you, leveraging your existing professional network in a way that most time goes unutilized or underutilized, and to create new connections that you can leverage and continue to build your career and your business. So, all things said, I love, love, love what I do. So glad to be here with you all today to continue to have our regular conversation and coffee chat about all things career and networking and professional development. So, this month, we normally go by themes, and this month is kind of an open book, right? We're going with those topics that are showing up as I'm speaking to clients, as I'm speaking to colleagues all throughout this month and previous month. And so last week we talked a little bit about confidence, specifically in terms of the confidence factor and how important it is to leveraging and to up leveling in your career, but how it gets the best of us. Sometimes we get nicked, we get bumped, and our confidence, professional confidence, takes a nosedive. So we talked about that. I highly recommend that you go check it out, either here on one of the platforms that you're visiting on today or permanently on YouTube. But that said, it kind of just really stuck with me, especially after I spoke with a colleague later in the week who noted that, hey, I read your newsletter and the blog, and that confidence piece really struck home. And I didn't realize that maybe there was an issue with my confidence. Well, that was confirmation for sure for me that this was a topic that was worth pursuing in some additional depth. So that's what we're going to do today. We're talking about next level career networking confidence. And that seems like it's kind of a double edger, and that's because it is. It is definitely one where we're talking about your next level career networking and the confidence that you have in that, but also your next level confidence that you need for your career. Right. So we're talking about the networking side of it. We're talking about the confidence piece, but it's all tied in to building your career forward and moving forward in it. So that said, a couple of thoughts that came to mind is that when you are along your career or business journey and you're transitioning, it requires an up level in your relationships and your confidence, period, right? You cannot get past it. Even for those of you or those of us, because I've done this multiple times where I've transitioned to a new level in my career, including moving to my own business, and even then having to transition continually, moving to the next level. And here is the thing: each time you transition, there will be some challenges along the way to your networking ability, to your relationship building abilities, as well as to your confidence. And you will have that little twinge. Sometimes it's a little twinge, sometimes it's a big slap in the face, and you're like, oh my God, what am I doing? How am I going to do this? Okay. either way, it's just important, first of all, to be very aware. And like I always like to say, to make sure that um, you are in tune. You do the reflection work, right? Y'all know I'm a huge, huge fan of doing reflection work and journaling and getting those thoughts out of your head and onto paper. Because once you make it real by writing it down, it is just so powerful about the revelations that come as a result of that. Okay. So always going to emphasize the need and the importance of doing the reflection work. So here's the thing. What's the up level? When you're looking through this, what is the up level? And here's the new levels can be in variety of ways. It can be interacting or access to new people. It can be access to new opportunities. And each of those things require a fresh dose of confidence. They require a strengthened mindset and building on where you are so that you can be confident at that new level and as you continue to grow forward. So that's the first question that you have to ask yourself. What is the up level that I'm facing? Because when you do that, it gives you some direction. If the up level involves a whole new barrage of people that you are unfamiliar with in a new industry, that you may approach that differently than if it's people that you know, but it's access to new types of opportunities, right? Because how you approach each of those can be a little bit different. There's absolutely overlap, but being aware of what the actual up level is for you is very important and helps you in order to get grounded, in order to identify where you need that fresh dose of confidence and where you need it to strengthen your mindset, because there's always going to be that little mindset challenge, right? That little piece of, what am I doing? Kind of like, am I in the right space? I don't know if I should be in this space, and those challenges to it. It doesn't matter how long you've been in your business, in your career, there will be those challenges of confidence and mindset, period. I am in 30 years plus in my career, and trust you me, there are still those challenges. But how I approach them and how I move forward in them are not the same as when I started out in my 20s. How I approach them now is not the same as when I was getting established in my 30s. And how I address them now is not the same as when I was in my 40s. Yes, I am telling my age here. Okay. So here is the important thing. Know that each time you up level, that you are going to get exposed to a new version of you in a good way, in a way that shows that you're growing. And I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself, but that level of growth that you gain personally as well as professionally is going to be key. All right. And that is a little hint to the last one. But before we get there, after you've taken a look at identifying what's the up level that's going to require this fresh level of confidence and a new mindset, the thing is, you want to make sure that you are open to fresh insights and that you are viewing these things through fresh eyes. There's nothing worse than getting to a new level and thinking that you can approach it with the same old mindset, with the same old insights that you had before, because that is not true. And sometimes you can set yourself up for a challenging situation. You can set yourself up for failure when you refuse to recognize that this is going to take something new in order to get to this next level. And that it's okay to be uncomfortable where you are. It's okay to be unsure, because you can build up that confidence. You can build up that mindset just like you have before. It's just going to be towards a new goal, towards a new part of your journey. Okay. But do it with fresh eyes. Be willing to see things anew. And it's a challenging thing, right? Because sometimes we get a little jaded. Hello, I'll be honest. We get a little jaded, we get a little cynical, and we're like, this is the same old, same old. I'm like, yeah, there's some new people and there are a few new things to do, but it's the same old, same old. We have to be careful of getting to that level. When we get to that point, it's really, really important to step back and do that reflection, to go get some fresh insights, to go talk to a colleague, to go talk to your coach, to go expose yourself, right, to someone who's thinking a little bit differently, or, it's going to challenge your thinking, because you don't want to get stuck in a rut. And that's where you can be headed when you're not open to those fresh insights, when you're not open to viewing things, people, opportunities in a new way. And when that happens, what happens? Well, something will happen that will help, that will have your confidence in your abilities, your confidence in your ability to uh, reach out with your relationships professionally, and that is something that can take you down a really nasty path that you don't want to go down. All right, so nip it in the bud early. Catch yourself when you're thinking this is the same old, when you catch yourself being cynical, and go take a walk, go read a book, go do something creative. I find that really helpful, so that you can bring yourself back to being open to new opportunities, new people, fresh insights. Okay. So that's the second thing. The third thing is you have to have a willingness to stretch. When you are trying to get to that next level of whatever it is you're doing, and it's going to require you to reach out to new people, to have a new level of confidence that you build yourself into, you have to be willing to stretch. And this is that piece that I hinted at that may get a little uncomfortable. It absolutely positively can get uncomfortable, but it's all for good. When you are willing to stretch to a new level, that's actually where you start to build up that fresh confidence that you need along the way. Because those things that you may have been a little unsure of, that you may even falter in, you can learn that, hey, I still have this, right? I know who to talk to. I have people that who are willing to support me, and I'm not in this alone. Even when you feel like you're all alone and like no one's really there, there's always a fan club member. Y'all remember, I love to talk about we all have our own personal fan club. There's always someone who's willing to be there, who says, hey, this may be tough, but you've got this, right? Reach out to that person, those people, right? Whether you're part of a business mastermind, a women's group, just whatever source of support that you have for moving yourself to that next level in your career and in your business, make sure you maintain that, because that will be really crucial to you building forward in your professional relationships and your network, and thereby building forward in your confidence as well to stretch to the next level. Okay, all these things tie together. And so I want to make sure that you have that support that you need, so that when you're stretching, you don't feel like you're going to fall without a net. Like, you have a net. Make sure you have a net. Remind yourself, I have a net. So if I fall, it's okay, because I will learn from it. I can move forward in confidence, saying, I have learned this. I've got people who support me. I've got opportunities that are ahead of me, and I've got a wealth of knowledge, a wealth of experience to support me in moving forward as well. Okay. So make sure that you continue to maintain that willingness to stretch to the next level that will help to build your confidence and to build your networking assurance as you move forward along your journey. Okay. And finally, last but not least, is that personal growth matters, period. And yes, what I said personal growth, not professional. Well, we're always talking about that professional growth, but what's the side of it where what are you getting from it as a person? You individually, irregardless of what you do for work or to get paid. Like, what is the benefit to you as an individual and personally? And here is the thing: building those relationships, strengthening your confidence automatically spills over into your ability to grow as a person. This is not one of those things where, how we always used to try to put, compartmentalize, right? Put things in a box over here and box over here and right there. Those days are gone. Like, that doesn't mean we don't have boundaries. We absolutely still have boundaries, and I highly recommend it. Y'all know, if you've been following me, I have been on a boundary setting, like, crazy journey over the course of the last year or two, setting some really clear boundaries, which are helping me to grow both personally and professionally. And when you set those boundaries, it is amazing how freeing it actually is. So whatever that thing is that you need to grow in order to help you be a better person, to be a better professional, to be a better mentor, to be a better leader, always think about, how is this also supporting me to be a better person? Because when you start to recognize that you're working in your purpose and you're doing work that supports who you want to be as a person, not just as a professional, that also builds your confidence. Because when you know who you are as a person, even if you're being challenged as a professional, that confidence, no one can take away from you. It may get shaken. Was it may get shaken, get a little stirred up, but it doesn't have to be like totally undercut, right? You have a foundation that you have already established, that you are establishing, and that will be crucial to you moving forward. And that is why it is so important to make sure you are also focusing on your personal growth as you move forward in your career. This is why when I work with folks and they're like, okay, what are we going to talk about? Getting this network together and building out my relationships because I need this new job or I need to make money in this business. We always talk about, and it's amazing how it happens, we always end up talking about some situation where the client or the colleague starts referencing something that really struck home for them and that is playing into how they respond to the issues that they're dealing with today. And when we dig deeper on that, it ties back to our mindset, our confidence, our ability to advocate for ourselves. And all of these things add up to how empowered you feel in the situations that you're working in or that you're working towards. Because if you don't feel empowered, you at some point you're going to falter because your confidence is not really there. Your mindset is not really strengthened as much as you thought it was. And when you're doing that, you can go try to build all the relationships you want, but they're not going to be as effective as you want them to be because you don't really feel fully empowered in them and your ability to serve in that manner, to show up in that manner. So this is how, whenever I'm working on things, we always end up back to this conversation of self-advocacy, of being empowered. Because when you do that, that spills over into the relationships you build, the people you attract, and the confidence you build along the way. And all of that is next level stuff. Okay? All right. There we are. I hope that this has been beneficial for you. I would love, love, love to hear back from you. Drop some notes in the comments, hit me up in the DMs, and follow along because we're going to be doing some great things coming up in the next month too and the next quarter. So I invite you to join me. Reach out if you or someone you know needs support in their professional transition, whether it's with your business, whether it's with your career, you need some help building a good strategy to move yourself forward. Give me a call, hit me up in the DMs. Let's get some time on the calendar in order to have a conversation about that because it doesn't matter where you are. You always, always want to be making sure to secure that foundation that you have. So excuse me, so that you can move forward at the next level in the way that you want to, not in the way that others expect you to. Because what you want to do is way better, way bigger than the expectations that others may have for you. And I want you to live up to your own expectations. Okay? There we are. Thank you so much. I look forward to seeing you. I absolutely encourage you to join us for Wednesday's coffee chat, where we are going back and having a one on one networking chat. And the guest this time is going to be Natalie Hurdley from the UK. Awesome, awesome woman who's a professional trainer and just fabulous experiences. And you are going to love what she has to say about how networking impacted her business and her professional growth. Thanks, everyone. Have a fantastic day, and we'll see you on Wednesday. Bye bye.